Hello, my name is Josh, and I'm going to show you what I created for the Android Fundamentals class, EzPub. EzPub is a platform where users can publish book content to their own Android app. The idea is that people can create things like comic books, cookbooks, travel guides, or much more without any programming knowledge. It's sort of like a CMS for Android apps. So, this is how it works. Users take their digital content, like PDFs and images, from their PC and publish it to a web app. The app then creates data services that are consumed by Android devices. The app I created for this project is a comic book viewer, but the idea is that the Android app itself is pretty lightweight and just a shell, and it could consume and display any content that was published online. Let's take a look. Before I show you guys the Android component, I'm going to give a quick demo of the back end, because this really is an integral part of the platform. So here's the EzPub backend, where users can come, log in, and manage all of their content. They could, for example, create a new title, add content to that title, as well as edit that content. Users can also browse their other titles, edit them, and delete them. At this point, you might be asking, what does this have to do with an Android app? Well, this web app generates data services that will eventually be consumed by my Android app. If we take a look, we can see a REST endpoint that contains all my content. And if we look at this content somewhere where we can make more sense of it, you can see that JSON objects here relate to each one of my comics that I have published. This is the data that my app will consume in subsequent phases down the road. So let's take a look at the Android app now. The app itself is pretty simple. When you open it up, you come to a landing page where you can choose to read comics or buy comics. If you choose Read Books, this opens up a gallery view that lists all the issues that I've loaded into the app. If you click on one of the issue covers, this launches that issue. Here, users can scroll back and forth through the pages. I sort of modeled this on the Kindle Reader. And finally, users can use the app to purchase comics and merchandise from the artist. Right now, this just opens up a website, but I would like to eventually augment the app at some point to allow in-app purchases. Other enhancements, and where I would like to take the app, include wiring up the Android app to the web services that I demonstrated. Right now, all the content is totally hard-coded within the Android app. I would also like to expand the content the app can consume. Currently, it only displays images, but I would like to include things like text and/or maps. I'd also like to make various UI enhancements. And finally, I would like to script out the creation of the APK files so users can generate their own apps without the help of the developer. Well, overall, I learned a ton about Android development in general. I think the biggest lesson I learned during the development of this app was that it's best to write your own code. I originally used something that I found on the internet for my page turn animations, and it started to give me issues once I started to tweak it. Well, I think what I used was pretty solid. Once I started to customize it for my implementation, my code base got unwieldy and everything began to get messy. I also had a lot of problems with managing images and memory on the devices. So I think that's it. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions. If I don't get to you on chat today, you can contact me by email or hit me up on Google+. Thanks again.